What up, everybody? Um, I was gonna put a lot of time into this video, and then I decided I'm not gonna put a whole lot of time. I'm gonna just make it short and sweet. This is my top three predictions for who is going to die, who is going to be the big death in Power Book 2, Ghost, Season 2, Episode number 8. And, some people might not be a fan of what Courtney Kemp does when she does these, I don't know if it's Instagram live or YouTube live, and she answers all your questions. But I know a little bit behind the scenes of how both the music business and the television business works. And to be honest with you, if you remember, they used to have a Power exclusive. Um, I think your boy was hosting it. What's the dude who used to be on 106 in Park? Terrence J. Yeah, Terrence J used to host it. But after the original Power series was done and they were doing it, they weren't getting any ratings. People weren't interested in the Power After show with Terrence J. So they were wasting their money because, he isn't cheap. He cost. So they are getting more traction and more reaction just by Courtney Kemp just answering y'all questions. So you may not like the fact that she's answering the questions and you might feel like she's, I guess, giving away too much information. But this is 2022. We couldn't watch the Cosby Show back in the days and ask questions of the director. We just had to wait every week until the episode came, and then there was no internet to discuss it. Well, the internet came, but there wasn't no YouTube yet. YouTube didn't come out till like 2008, 2007. Cosby Show was way over by then. But at any rate, let me get to what I'm going to say, whether you like whether Courtney Kemp does this or not. So here it goes. And I'm going to go in order of the most likely. So the third most likely, I think, is your boy Woody. That's his real name, but Kane, who I still think is possibly Kanan's son. I think the name is too close together. That man about 8 shades darker than everybody who live in that house. He don't look like the mama. He don't even really look like Mary J. You know what I'm saying? You really got to wonder. He got the original man, natural dark brown skin, and everybody in there is high yellow to high brown. And what kind of gave me the suspicion is just Lorenzo just doesn't honor Kane at all. And he seems to be real detached from Kane. And if you remember when he whooped him in jail, he said, "Don't you ever put your hands on my wife again." If that was really his son, he would say, "Don't you ever put your hands on your mother again." But in season 1, he said, "Don't you ever put your hands on my wife." So I think either he knows that Kane is not his son, or he just suspects that he's not. And I think if Kane is the one to go this episode, it's either going to be by the hands of Lorenzo for some reason. I wanted to say Tariq because Tariq says I'm going to probably have to kill him. But now I'm also getting the feeling that it could be at the hands of Mecca. Because I think Mecca really wants to send a message to Monet that you got a problem with me now that you tell me I can't be in your life and I can't be in my son's life. All right, so that's Kane. The number 2 most likely to me is Mecca. And I think that that would either be by the hands of Kane, from finding out that he messed with his mom, finding out that he's kind of been hustling him all this time, or possibly Monet, because Monet is really feeling like he can destroy my entire personal life if he reveals who he is to me, or probably by Lorenzo, from the standpoint that this man I just did business with was smashing my wife and got a son with my wife. You know, Lorenzo already seems like he's like off the hinges, and that would just send him off. And then my number one, most likely, that I think Courtney Kemp kind of did a prediction. Well, she didn't do a prediction. She basically admitted there's going to be a big death. My number one is Lorenzo, just off the fact that I just think that the way Lorenzo moves is fast, it's reckless, and he's just very volatile. So he kind of reminds me of Tommy. You know, that's why Tommy's show is called Force, because Tommy doesn't put a lot of thought into the moves. Like that time he headbutted Ghost. He just headbutted Ghost. He doesn't put a lot of thought into what he does. He just does stuff. And I feel the same way about Lorenzo. And it would either be Kane out of jealousy of how he's treated, how he isn't honored like the other family members, or it would be Mecca, possibly in self-defense. I don't think he would just move on Lorenzo like that, but possibly out of self-defense. But those are the only three. You know, my original three was Monet, Braden, and Kane, but I saw that Monet is still listed for episodes 9 and 10, so she can't be out there. And I guess they still need Braden to build up a storyline. So come back to my channel when I do my review, and then you can laugh at me if I was wrong, and you can salute me if I was right about one of my predictions. I know that's kind of a stretch because I gave 3, but you could still, give your boy a little bit of props if I'm right on at least one of them. Movies, music, sports, and life. This is Jay Spruill. We out.